Spring is upon us. Do you want a pop of colors in your garden? Then this video is for you. Primroses are perfect for busy gardeners. You can grow them in containers. You can also grow them in small spaces. Apart from the fact that they have a wide variety of colors that you can choose from, they also bloom for a very long time, and they can withstand harsh conditions, so they are hardy. So of all of these things, that just make primrose a very versatile type of perennial that you want to have in your garden. The fact that they can tolerate shade and also grow in the sun just adds to the versatility that you can get from growing primroses. And I'm going to be showing you some of mine and talk about the conditions or the way to handle them if you grow. As said before, that they can tolerate shade. Part of mine, or most of my garden, are in the shade, and look at my part of my primroses. This is one of mine that is just coming up with the flowers, and it's a white one with that yellow, bright yellow center in the flower, in the middle. Now beside it, I have some that are still coming out, and then I've got two. Actually, this was just one, but it's multiplied, and it's going to grow and give me more flowers. So this is one of the reasons why I'm suggesting that you try primroses, because they are such great multipliers and they will save you costs as well. Here's another yellow one that is coming up, and not too far away from it I have a white one, again with a different kind of flower from what I have, the other one I have. And I've got 2 or 3 other types which I'm going to show you. Here is another one in a different location in the garden. It doesn't have flowers yet, but I think this is a pink one, if I remember very well from last time. And again, this is more than one plant, so at the end of this season I would need to. So this is another one of mine that you can see that the color is certainly different. This is a yellow one, and very vibrant yellow. I think I'm going to have to divide this after this season, because as you can see, we've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'm sure it's going to be, I'm going to have to divide it with time. And this is one of the advantages of primrose, because they do multiply and you can have them spread according to how much you want in your garden. You do need moist and well drained soil. Now my soil here has a lot of organic material that I work into the soil from time to time, so these ones are doing well. And I also put back to protect the moisture from, preventing the soil from being too dry. So that's the kind of growing condition you want to put. One of the things you need to look out for though is to ensure that, I haven't done this for this one, you remove leaves like this. I'm going to tidy this up very soon, because otherwise it could start affecting the plant, and it could also be as a result of overwatering. So when you see traces of things like that, then you need to then be careful with how much soil or watering you give to the area where you have your primroses. So just before we get into winter, I would tend to add some mulch to the soil. You can still see some of the one from last year there, to just retain more moisture and keep the primrose and keep the roots healthy all through the winter season. So here is a pink one with yellow center flowers, and this, I remember, it was just one plant that I bought, and now I think it was in a pot and I transplanted it onto this location. But as you can see with this clump of flowers, I'm certainly going to have to divide it by the end of the season so that I can transplant it in other locations, because certainly I can have about 3 plants from this one. And that's one of the benefits of having Primrose. If you're getting benefit from this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Click on the subscribe button. Also turn on your notification button. Do well if you put them under those conditions as I've said. So this particular plant, for instance, I've had it for about 2 years now, no 3 years, and I have divided it once. And look at it, I think at the end of the season now I would have to divide it again, and same for this one that I have here. And also the fact that when you divide them, you give them more room so that it prevents overcrowding. Otherwise you're not going to get the maximum benefit that you would normally have gotten from these guys, because they do require that space to spread and give you the best possible flowers. In the winter months, it's good to mulch the area where you have your primroses to help them to keep and protect the roots, so that they will be able to come back to, you know, the condition where they will be able to give you good flowers when the winter is over. I need to deal with the yellow leaves that we have on this one, because sometimes if you have too much water you can have yellowing of the leaves, and in that situation it means that the plant will not grow very well. The best growing condition for primrose is partial shade, and they do like some sun, and they like cool regions, and they need a moist soil which is well drained and rich in organic material. So this section of my garden, there's a lot of compost, and I've got a lot of bark that I've put here. I think this is why this primrose is thriving very much in this area. And of course it's well watered in this area, and I tend to remove the dead, the dead or the spent flowers there. That would encourage for better growing condition and continuous blooming of the For my plant. Primroses, this is the one I like the most because of the color of the leaves. And this plant I think I bought it about 2-3 years ago, and I have divided it once, and you can see how well it's still thriving. And it looks like, again, I would have to divide this one at the end of this season, because it's giving me so much flowers here that it's getting too big for this area and for it to be able to grow well. I'll show you the location where I put the section of it that I divided last year, and it's also thriving there, even though it doesn't have as much flowers as this one. But so this is the other half of that other flower of other primrose, the brownish one with the yellow, bright yellow, brownish yellow flowers, and I put it in this location. It doesn't seem to be doing as well as the mother plant, so I may have to transplant it to another location. And I know this is one of my primulas or primrose. They belong to the same kind of family that I had originally. This is the very spot that I planted the first one of these that I have. But last year I divided it, and from that singular plant I was able to get, that's one, and that's another one. So that's the second plant from it, and I'll show you the last one. Also got this one from there, and it's looking like I may have to do some division again by the end of this season, because if we go back you can see that this is more than one plant already, and the original plant is also more than one plant. And this is the benefit of dividing them, because all you're just going to do is to give it room to be able to multiply, and you get the benefit of having more than one of it, and they come back from year to year, and that's just reducing your gardening cost. And getting the maximum benefit. This section of my border, my garden generally is shaded, but this section is even more shaded. So this goes to show that this plant likes part shade, and it thrives well, because from this particular plant, this was the original location. I've been able to get 3 other plants, which I've just shown you from it, and divided it into as it's recommended, into 3. So it's been useful having this one here, and I know that the location suits it with regards to the level of light and the texture of the soil that I have here, because it's well composed and also has a lot of bark in this area. So it's a good location for it because it's also well drained. So I hope this video has been of benefit to you. If so, please give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.